Well, I saw this list of current tech that you think is going to seem ridiculous. Now, they say in 50 years, you could probably actually shorten that. Maybe 10, maybe 20 at the top. Now, here's some of the things that they had. In fact, one thing that's already starting to get phased out. How crazy is it going to be when one day you hear a kid, when you try to hand them a charging cable for their phone, be like, what is that?
Because everything will be like charging pads.
Yeah.
Well, I noticed the pads don't charge as fast as the cord.
Big time, yep. I've noticed that too. And then sometimes you got to have the sweet spot on the charging pad. And if it just nudges your phone to, like, I thought my phone was charging on one of those charging pads. I thought it was going to be great. Left it for like 2 hours and it just nudged. Apparently somebody had bumped into the table and it moved and it didn't charge at all.
And not all charging pads are great. Like you can get a janky one that will make your phone get so hot on the backside of it. You'll touch it and it's like it just came out the oven. That can't be good for your iPhone.
Right.
I was wondering about that because it does heat it up a lot. And you try not to heat up your...
They say don't heat up your iPhone.
Yeah.
So are these charging pads just breaking our phones faster?
No, I just think they make your phone hotter. But plugging in with the cable is the best way to go. You could buy chargers, too, that supercharge things.
They say that they're going to have this new thing for electric cars, and I care because I have an electric car now, where it's a charging pad, and you drive on top of it, and it charges your electric car with no plug-in.
That's crazy. Yeah,
that's how it should be.
I think all this kind of stuff with the electricity, I think it's going to be in 20 years, it's going to be a whole different game where we used to plug things in. You won't anymore. With the electric cars where you had to sit there. Because right now, some people, you have to park your car. I've talked to some people and it's sometimes hours, isn't it?
It is for some people. And if you don't go to a supercharger, there's like superchargers, which cost more, or there's like your basic chargers that charge slower.
Okay. Yeah, that feels like something that eventually be going, wow, you had to sit there for hours to charge your car? That will just seem so old and crazy.
Well, I imagine in the future, they'll probably make the roads charge your vehicle. So if you're on a road, it would just charge you right through.
Yeah.
Where we're going, we don't need roads, Denny's.
Back to the future.
Another thing with tech that is going to seem ridiculous is cars that make noise. The internal combustion engine. As we get these quieter electric motors, you notice now sometimes you get, in fact, it's a problem for me because I left one of those cars that we had as a rental running all night long in my driveway. My neighbor came over like 3 a.m. He's like, your car is still running in your driveway. I was like, I couldn't hear it.
I think it's also a problem, too, for pedestrians that don't hear the car coming and then get clipped by it because they walk in front of it accidentally.
Right.
My car makes a noise if it's going under 20 miles an hour. And I think it's meant to warn pedestrians from being like Frogger.
They did. They put that in. Or the early ones, too, would make a noise at a low speed. That way you can't just creep on people and hit them.
Yeah.
In my neighborhood, a lot of old people walking. I mean, clipping could easily happen.
Yeah, it's almost like you need something else, like a noise that only old people can hear. Like a
Play
dog
like
whistle.
The Golden Girls theme.
Yeah, something they know.
Wow, what's that?
To warn them they're about to be hit. They say car accidents will be something that will seem ridiculous in 50 years, which would be amazing because think of how many people die on the roads. But they say if our cars start taking more of the driving away from us and they can put other safety precautions that control speed a little bit more and collisions, that as that gets a little bit better, that it may be almost like, what, they die in a car wreck? That's so crazy.
On my new electric car, I have that. It is self-driving on the highway only, not on back roads, just on the highway. And yeah, it's a way better driver than me. It keeps a safe distance. It does not tailgate. It does not speed. It follows all like the safety precautions. It knows what's around it and it never cuts anybody off.
That's great because the less driving you're doing, the better the world's going to be.
You are not lying, sir.
Denny's, does this make sense to you? They say some current tech that's going to be ridiculous here in just a few years, game consoles.
Yeah, I mean, it's already happening.
What is that? What does that even mean? Because how do you even play a game with your mind? Like,
no, it's all cloud based. It's all saved in a cloud, and then you just log into that account.
Oh, okay. So it's not the controllers; it's the thing that plays.
Yeah, you'll still have a controller. You'll still have to sync up like a Bluetooth controller or USB controller. But like even my TV right now, I have a Samsung television, and it has the Samsung hub. Not that I'm promoting those guys, but it has a hub of all the games you could get on a console anyway, but you can play them all without the console. You just sync a controller up to your television.
So does that mean the Xbox goes out of business, or how do they pivot so that they're still around?
I think that's why they're pivoting. I think that's why the hardware's become so expensive as well, because like you're just saying, they're phasing it out. So, if you want to buy it, I think they have to charge a lot for it just to get all those parts and to make sure that they can make money from it. But consoles have been losing money almost every time they've been released. The amount of tech that people expect now, I think starting with the iPhone, is greater than they can produce for that price. So a lot of consoles, they'll lose $100 every time they sell one. But the goal is they're trying to make it up with accessories, trying to make it up with hard drives, trying to make it up with games.
So in 20 years, do you think kids are going to know the name Xbox?
It's hard to say, because I think Microsoft has been pivoting and trying to create, they came up, they have the Game Pass right now, which is a complete cloud streaming service. You could, all the games, you don't have to even, all you need is the console to get in touch with the service.
Okay.
And now televisions come with it. Microsoft paired with a lot of different companies. So
you get your video games when you buy your TV now.
Yeah, and Microsoft still gets their VIG from that because they're the one hosting it or whatever.
Yeah, the VIG.
They still get their cut,
And imagine living in a world where nobody knows what toilet paper is. Do you think that could happen? Because they say that in 20 years, maybe 30, you might be asking for toilet paper, be like, I don't know. As we move more to bidets and other ways of cleaning up yourself, apparently this bidet revolution, people, when they get a bidet, they don't want to look back and they don't want to deal with toilet paper.
Well, you have to get the fancy bidet then. So you need the one that not only squirts a stream of water at your pink parts, but you need the one that air dries them as well. Vanilla Ice has that on his toilets in his house because he showed them to me and I was like, oh, this is so fancy.
At home, it's awesome. But if you're in a public restroom, if somebody else's diseased hot air is blowing on my backside, that is going to be so gnarly.
You're right, because think about those Dyson dryers that are in all the bathrooms. They say those are not cleaned properly because who's cleaning them?
And it blows more germs on your hand than if you would have.
Yeah, it blows all kinds of moldy molecules on your hand. I don't use those things. I just wipe on my dress because I know that's clean and we keep it moving.
Yeah, that one I'm not buying. I think we're always going to need toilet paper.
Because bidet, you still have to.
I saw where Billie Eilish made a decision. She was no longer going to buy paper towels. And so she has no paper towels and she uses like cloths. So if you go to her house, you have to use a cloth and then they wash them and then reuse them. And it's supposed to be, oh my gosh, Billie is so eco-conscious.
Yeah, it's great when you got help.
Right.
Yeah, I was going to say, paper towels are essential.
Yeah. If I had to eliminate paper towels, my house would be a sticky mess.
Right.
Because I have a kid who loves to spill, and he loves to spill every colored drink, every slushie, every ice cream.
Yeah, can you imagine how many towels, what your laundry would look like?
I'd be washing all day.
And then is it so eco if you're using the laundry?
Yeah, how's it eco if I'm using all that extra water and soap all the time?
Maybe she didn't think it through. Okay, it's very possible. All right, well, coming up here in a second, I'd like to hear what are some of the tech things that you had which have just gone away. Like kids today have no idea what it was. And you think about, I was using 20 years. 20 years ago, it was something that we all knew. And now kids today would have no idea what you're talking about.
I had a Pac-Man watch. And I thought I was so slick.
That thing was badass.
That thing was badass. I mean, a video game on your arm?
Yeah.
Top that.
Yeah. Not even that. I've seen, not even going back that far. You talk about the iPod Classic.
Yeah.
You take a kid that is 5 now and you show them that, they'd be like, I don't understand. What is it? Why do you have a spinning wheel?
I showed it to Rocco because somebody gave us one recently. Yeah. Rocco was obsessed with that thing. He wants to play with it. I was like, no, you can't play with it. We need this audio that's on it. Afterwards. We download it, then you can play with it. And then we're going to return it to its owner. But they are truly a classic.
Yeah, that's the one my brother still uses to this date because he has, he's got to have 10,000 plus songs on his.
Okay.
So he can't part with it.
He's still doing the old classic, huh?
Yeah. So, because you can still plug it in through the headphone jack. He has it plugged into his speakers. He's like, it has every song I've ever downloaded ever on it. Huh. He's had the same one for 15 years. Given he has a new version, too, that he brings with him places, but that's the one he bumps downstairs in his basement.
Good for him.
Yeah. You think of when you were a kid and you get this new technology and in your lifetime, it's just gone. I don't know how many other generations can say that because it seemed like when they got technology, whether it be a typewriter or a horse and buggy, It was pretty much around their entire life. Now, technology is so fast that it's almost like something has a shelf life of maybe a decade. Think about the iPod Classic.
Yeah, where's the Walkman?
That thing was vile. I mean, imagine if you thought this is going to be it. I came up with the iPod Classic. This is going to be my thing. And it's really what? It was viable for 10 years maybe.
You're right.
And then we started putting everything on our phones. And now, I don't know, do they sell them? Can you get
I don't think they do.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I think they still have one model of an iPod left.
They do.
I think so. I think it's like small. But I mean,
If they have one, Rocco wants it.
The phone changed everything because they just added everything onto the phone. So it took over a bunch of different devices all at one time.
There's so much stuff when it comes to music that I think of that has come and gone in just my lifetime. Not only just the iPod, but the Walkman, the Discman. Remember those things? And it had the anti-shock, which did nothing. You would flip a switch. I never got that. It had this thing called anti-shock because the CDs would skip so much on the Discman. But you would flip the switch and it did no good. I was like, what is this switch? And then if you're supposed to make it better, who wants it to skip? So why wouldn't you just build it in as a function? Why would you flip that switch to build it the anti-shock?
There was no way for that technology to ever work because as soon as you take 2 steps, it's going to skip.
Yeah, never worked. Think about VHS players. Come and gone in my lifetime. And now if you show that to a kid, he'd be like, I don't understand any of this stuff.
Rocco bought a VCR not too long ago at a antique store. Obsessed.
Okay, yeah,
Did he just like how archaic it looked?
Yes. It has buttons. It has a tape. Like, what?
I think the tape concept's what's crazy. And think about the old camcorders that had the mini tapes.
Yeah.
Where you're like, I don't understand. Why would you need a tape? That
I
doesn't even
still
make sense to
have
me.
mine, the Super 8.
Super 8.
It was called. I had all of that digitally converted because I had like Magnolia's Birth and all kinds of stuff on Super 8, and they put it all digitally. And then I gave it to her as a gift for her 18th birthday, and she couldn't have been less interested.
Yeah.
Damn, I thought this was going to be like a home run gift. And she's like, yeah. I said, did you watch it? She's like, no, I'll watch it later.
Melissa, she texted and she said, try to explain beepers to your teenagers.
Oh my gosh, that's a good one.
Where you're like, I don't know. So what are you doing?
That's funny. The second wealthiest family at my middle school was a guy. His father owned a beeper emporium, I think they used to call it.
Yeah, remember the beeper stores? Yeah.
They were huge.
And everybody was there.
We had all kinds of different color beepers.
Well, he would come in every week with a different color, and we were like, man, he's got the life. We couldn't believe how lucky he was.
Yeah. Somebody texted and they said, remember the old school alarm clocks?
Yes.
You don't see them as much, but do you remember the ones that had the flip numbers? Where it would flip down? I think they have one if you watch Groundhog Day. I think that was one of those.
I had a Mickey Mouse one, the hands, and he would sing a song at the top of the hour.
That's annoying.
It got pretty old.
Yeah.
We have rotary phones in my house because Rocco buys them, loves them.
So he's just going for all the old. That would be interesting. I wonder if that would thrive. How many people are buying old tech out of nostalgia? And the question is, does any of it even work?
Rocco bought a typewriter from Jesse at
gotcha.
Kelsey Vintage in Lake Park. And it's a typewriter from the 1950s, and he just loves it.
It's funny. It's very loud. It's like
so loud.
Yeah. Somebody texted in floppy disks.
Yes.
My lifetime, that is come and gone.
well, you had the big floppies and you had the hard floppies, the
Yep.
3.5s.
Yep.
And then they came out with zip discs.
Yeah, laser disc too.
Laserdisc. I remember my friend's family had a Laserdisc, and we thought he was so fancy.
I felt like that was big for about 6 months.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I feel like the beeper kid probably had a laser disc.
They feel like they're the same.
When you were cool with tech in the 90s. How you look.